Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devon.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences. The things people don't tell you.
Hey, Mama, hey.
Hey, Mama, how you doing?
I'm here.
What does that mean?
No, I'm joking. I'm good. I cannot complain. How are you?
Okay. I'm good. I'm here. I'm here. If this is your first time listening, I'm your host, Kendra.
And I'm your host, Devon. Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
Welcome. So I do want to circle back, though. You say I'm here. You really mean I'm just here?
It's been a rough week. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But yeah, I'm good, though. I'm happy to be here. Happy to see you. Excited for this interview. It's been 6 weeks.
I know. It has been a while.
Well, no, somebody reminded us it's been 4 weeks.
It feels like 6 because this month, or I guess the last month, was just very long. Yeah. May was a long month.
Yeah, May was
It's long on the calendar, and it was long in life.
Yeah.
It was long.
I feel that.
This past May. So,
I feel that.
But I am excited about today's guest because, for several reasons. We have Miss Brandy here. And we've connected with Brandy via social media.
Yes.
And when we read Brandy's bio, we were like, we have never received a bio so thorough. And I learned that it's so thorough because we share the same birthday, right? So if you shout out to the October 22nd Libra Scorpios-ish, right, for the thoroughness. But seriously, when we saw her bio, read her bio, and then had a conversation with her, we were like, ma'am, absolutely has to be on the podcast because she's wonderful in so many things. She's as fly as they come.
Y'all see her outfit? We had to pull ourselves together.
Right. If you're not watching the YouTube of this episode, I need you to slide on over, one, for the view, but also just to see how beautiful and gorgeous Brandy is, because she's everything.
Thank you.
So welcome to the Real Mama Pod, Brandy.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
How are you?
I'm good. Like I told you earlier, I'm kid-free for about a week, so I'm excited.
Yes.
Turn up.
What you gonna do for that week?
I don't know. I'm just gonna take it day by day. Just do whatever I feel. With normally I'm on his schedule, so it's gonna feel a little awkward having my own schedule. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
It's like you were so used to life before you had kids, and you had to adjust to being a mom and having to adjust your schedule. Right. But when they leave, it's like, well, dang, I don't know what to do with myself.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's how I feel.
Right.
Well, enjoy your time, Mama.
Thank you. I will.
So before we get into our Q&A, we always ask our guests to briefly tell us about their journey to mamahood. We feel like journeys are so important. So what was your journey like?
Well, so I got married in 2017. And me and my husband, we were married about a year, and he was just like, okay, I'm ready to have some kids. And so I was just like, I don't know, I'm a little nervous, So he was like, no, let's go ahead and do it and stuff. So I finally committed to it because I'm afraid of commitment. So that was what I was like, okay, I'm going to commit to it. So we got pregnant, and we were just so excited. Family was excited. And so, we had a great pregnancy. Of course, I was considered like, what do they call it when you're over 35? Geriatric. Yes.
So, by the way.
So geriatric. But everything went well. Pregnancy went well. And then when I hit my 9th month, my husband actually went to go play basketball and literally passed out. And so we didn't know. I was like, okay, well, what's wrong? He's passed out. He passed out and passed away at 9 months pregnant. So, of course, my entire world was just flipped upside down. And so here I am, like, having to give birth and all of this without my husband, grieving. And thankfully, I had family and friends that, well, more so just family, because my friends are my family. The way that they stood in the gap and just were really there for me, just really just stood in the gap and just made sure everything was went smoothly, and make sure that they had, my friends even had like rotations, like they would come stay during the day, someone would stay at night. So that's what really got me through those first few months of my journey into motherhood. Like even though it wasn't obviously the ideal situation, I'm just thankful for my family and friends that were there to help me kind of get through that very difficult time. And so but we're 5 years in. And so my journey to motherhood is still, of course, like you said, just evolving. It's still a new normal for me to just kind of navigate life with a child and doing so alone, because that was never the plan. And so, but it's continuously a journey. So yeah. So
Well, I'm so sorry to hear
Thank
about, but shout out to you for just making it happen for yourself and for your son, and shout out to your village for showing up the way that they did.
Thank you.
And we didn't even ask you to introduce yourself. I'm like, we got Brandy here. So can you tell us a little bit about who you are? Tell our listeners about who you are, what you do, what is life like, Brandy?
Okay, I am Brandy Miller. I am a style coach to moms, and so what that means or entails, of course, based on my story, I've been, in a place where I went through a season of rediscovery, just trying to figure out who I was, understand or find my confidence again. And of course, I know it's kind of cliche, but when we look good, we feel good, right? And that's really, the mantra of life, really, especially with moms. And so because I've been able to kind of like dig myself out of that place and just really figure out what life looks like and rediscover my confidence, it's a journey. And so, at one point I did lose who I was. And so because I've been able to kind of, rediscover who I was, I, was on a journey to help other women, other moms that have gone through, of course, we know how motherhood is. We're so caught up in taking care of our kids and our family that we just lose who we are altogether. And so that's my mission, to kind of like help moms, find their confidence and find their style and figure out who they are as it relates to their personal style. So
I love that.
Me too, because we do lose ourselves.
Yes.
After I had my son, I was looking homeless for years. It wasn't even just that first year. It was a while. Like I feel like I'm just now getting to a space where I'm like, let me put on a little something, and not look like I got 10 kids and whatever at home. So
Kids, whatever.
Right.
So your love for fashion, how did that come about? Because I used to love fashion. I still love fashion, not as much as I used to, only because things have shifted for me, right? And so that's like the last thing on my mind. It's just like, I don't care about the latest trend anymore, all that stuff. So how did your love come about, and how did you sustain that love for fashion?
And so it's kind of like what you said, my love for fashion has kind of dwindled. So I'm more on a style. I love more style. So it's a difference between fashion and style. To your point, fashion can be very trendy. It's here one day and gone the next. And so my core focus is more on style. So I like fashion, of course. I love fashion. We, it comes and goes, and it's some trends that you can kind of like continue to incorporate in your style. But I love style. So I feel like style, you can incorporate fashion from years ago to now. It's one of those things that never go out of style. So that's what I love. I'm more so style than fashion.
So how would you describe your style?
Well, I've been asked that before, and I don't know if I have a description for it, honestly. I just do what feels good. Whatever I put on and however I feel, that's my style. I don't really have a title for it. If I had to,
I would say bold and confident. Only because when you walk in the room, honey, it says that's why it's scary choices. It's just like, but it's still subtle enough to be like, okay, I can pull that off. Like, I won't be afraid. So it's still inviting, right? But it's also like, no, I mean business.
And now that you describe that, that's how I coach my clients. It's almost like I tell them, you don't have to have these out of the pocket outfits. It's more so of stepping in your confidence and owning that space in whatever you're wearing. So I guess,
I love that. Well, you're exuding that.
Right.
Thank you.
It's giving everything you just said.
Thank you.
It's funny you say that, because we had a friend on the show a couple years ago, almost.
Okay.
Look at this.
Years.
And we talked a lot about fashion and styling, and she's really into it. And she shared the same sentiment. Like, whatever I feel good in is what I'm wearing. I don't care what anyone else thinks about it. If I feel good in it, if I think I look good in it, then that's what it is.
Right, exactly.
It's like reassurance.
Right.
And having those conversations actually changed our perspective of how we showed up, because we weren't accountable. We were just like, look, a baseball cap, some sweats or joggers, because we're boy moms too. So
Right,
it's easy to kind of fit into that little category.
Exactly,
Yeah.
A comfortable shirt, whether it's mine or
My
husband's or
Who's ever, huh?
my toddler, like, at this point. So it's just like whatever I can find that
Right.
makes me feel comfortable, that helps me hide the things that I'm not most proud of about my body.
Right.
But it's just like speaking positivity into yourself, which is
Exactly.
harder to do. It's easier said than done.
Exactly.
Like
It really
finding
is.
things that you like about yourself, it's so hard to
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
But that helps you like change your mindset
Yeah.
around, how you see yourself.
Exactly.
It does.
Yeah, because I like to tell my friends a lot of times, like, it's almost like I'm a therapist in a sense, because to your point, you have to get women to see what I see. You have to, I'm like, you have to see what I see. I know you feel a way about yourself. We all do, right?
Yeah.
We all feel a way.
Yeah.
And so it's all about getting them out of that mindset, shifting their mindset, getting them to see exactly what I see in there, and also what they're capable of seeing for themselves. So it's definitely, a mind shift for sure.
I love
So
that.
speaking of that, this is essentially a way to show up for yourself.
Yes,
like
for sure.
waking up saying, you know what, I'm gonna put on some clothes today. If makeup is your thing, I'm gonna put a face on, and I'm gonna walk out in this world as boldly as I can,
Right.
being myself. Why do you think it's important to show up for yourself in that way?
Because I feel like your personal style is your brand. It's the way that you show people or tell people who you are without saying a word. So I feel like being able to express yourself in the way that you style yourself, the way that you dress. Like you said, when you walk in the room, you want people to say, oh, look at her, like, she's bold, she's this, she's that. And without even having to say, this is who I am and this is what I do.
Yeah.
It's all about, creating that space for yourself, showing up as yourself, and being able to express that through your personal style. So
yeah. So I know that there are people listening who may have the question of, like, what is the difference between fashion and styling? How would you define the difference between the two?
So I would fashion, like we said earlier, is more like, trends, things that are trending. Like, say for instance, like the wide legs. The wide legs were trending way back, back in the day, and now they're trending again. So it's more like more trendy stuff, like high fashion, things you may see on the runway and things of that nature. But style in itself is it's more so like the inside of you kind of shown on the outside.
Yeah.
Right. So when I wasn't feeling my best, to your point, I throw on t-shirt, throw on tights, and that's just who I was. That's how I felt on the inside.
Yes.
Right. And so being able to express yourself and express how you feel confidently, you have to first feel that on the inside so that you can express it as your personal style. So it's more so of, again, knowing who you are and also feeling confident in who you are.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get fashion and style confused, but style is more personal. It's more of a personal thing versus
makes
like
sense.
fashion.
Because like we said, during them early years, we were just whatever we see thrown
exactly.
on. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what the world's gonna be.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying that for some people like myself and anyone who's listening.
Yeah. No problem.
So going back to your question of showing up for yourself, like you shared, your husband passed away unexpectedly. How did you show up for yourself? Like, how did you move forward? How did you press on? Like, I honestly commend you for even being here today and looking as beautiful as you are, even 5 years later. Like, I couldn't imagine, So, like, where did that come from? Like, is it within? Is it God? Like, there are moms who are struggling with things internally, externally, physically, mentally. It's just so much that people are going through. I feel like in this year alone, I feel like your story could really resonate with somebody. So telling them how you are getting through it, I think would be helpful.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to say anything else, that's definitely how I've gotten through these last 5 years is truly just God guiding me and reassuring me. I know one of the things I have another widow friend, and we talked about how every day we would get up and we just like, it's not going to always be like this. You have to tell yourself every single, even if you don't believe it, it's almost like affirmations, right? Like you don't know, but you're just saying it just to, one day you will believe it. And that's consistently every day. I was like, I just got to get to the other end of the tunnel. Like that's it's light at the end of the tunnel. Like those are like, I would say those things just every day, just to get me through through the day.
Yeah.
Like, I know it won't always be like this. It won't always be like this. And so that got me through, those first few years. And since I've actually, even helping women, when I decided to be a style coach, that helps as well, because I'm helping other women again get over whatever that loss was. If they may be grieving their old selves, they may be grieving whatever they're grieving or whatever they're trying to get past in order to find themselves again.
Yeah.
That is in itself is rewarding for me. If I can help a woman, another mom, identify their style, identify their confidence, identify who they are again, then that's so rewarding for me. So that definitely helps me along the way as well. So
using your passion to get through the grief and the loss, and show your son even like, mommy went through some things, and this is how I'm using my gifts to show up for not only me, but for other people.
Right. Exactly. And I shied away from it for years. Like, people are like, oh, you need to be a style. I'm like, no, it's not really my thing. I think I just had to find my footing, and to your point, like with God, kind of guiding me and showing me, how I can help other women and how it helped me is what really made a difference. Yeah.
I've learned that. I have, of course, several friends that they look good. I'm like, girl, I see you. You have to style people. Like, I don't feel like dealing with people like that. Like, cause I just can't. Devon's one of those people too. It's like, I love to style, but it's just the personalities and the people that you have to accommodate. And it's like, but you really look good in this, but whatever. You know, let's shift to whatever you feel comfortable with.
Right. Exactly. And it's the same, right? It's just, you just have to identify what personalities work best with yours to identify the best clients for you. So it's the same.
So do you go through like a screening?
Right. I was just going to ask that.
I do.
So have you ever rejected someone?
No, I haven't. I'm sure, but no, I haven't. I haven't. But I do like to have that initial call so I can, kind of understand their personality and understand what they're looking for. So
that's cool. Screening. And then
Like just to fill you out.
Exactly.
Fill you out to see what you like.
And it's an opportunity for them as well. Like maybe I'm not the best coach for them as well. So it's an opportunity for both of us to kind of fill each other out. So yeah.
And so you mentioned having a friend that was a widow. Do you have community around that? Have you started anything?
Yes. Well, I haven't started anything, but I have a couple of friends that have lost. I have a friend that lost her husband, and I have a friend that lost her fiance. And so we occasionally, get up and, talk or have brunch or whatnot. And it's just an opportunity for us to really not feel alone or know that the feelings that we have are valid, and not that we are, is not coming out of left field. It's all kind of like consistent. And sometimes, just talking with widows is just some things those are the only people that understand you. Right. So, that's been very beneficial as well. So
I'm glad you have community. We are always about community here.
Right.
And just making sure, moms feel heard and seen, no matter your journey or no matter you're going through. If you have one person to identify with, I think it's helpful. So I'm so happy you have that.
Thank you. It's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing.
So if there are like 3 looks that you just go to, like these are my go-to looks, boom, 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 what would they be?
All denim. I think we talked about that earlier. All denim. And so since it's spring, I think I posted this a couple of days ago with the blazer and the shorts. I feel like like a white shirt and a like denim shorts. I love that base because you can put anything with it. You could put a blazer with it, moto jacket, bomber jacket, whatever. And then my third look would be I love like an oversized like dress. Because you can either wear it with like sneakers or you can wear it with boots in the wintertime. And so it's one of those wardrobe capsule pieces that's good to kind of have in your wardrobe. So
I love denim.
Yes.
Denim is so classic.
Right, classic.
It's just
right.
It doesn't matter if it's 1919 or 20. I don't know.
It never goes out of style. It never goes out of style.
I love me some denim.
Yeah, right. It's easy to, you can wear it and always just look so, like you said, polished and put together and stylish. It's like you can't go wrong with all denim. So
denim.
That's funny, and we're in denim.
I know,
right?
Right.
Not playing this, y'all.
Right.
Not playing it.
Right.
It just kind of happened that way. So that was
Exactly.
cool. I was like, look, she's coming. We got to get it together.
Right. But we usually look decent.
It's decent, but
I mean,
we
this is still just
Yeah.
like, oh, throw it on.
Y'all look great.
Something. You look, girl, honey.
Girl, you
When
look
I'm
amazing.
so serious, y'all. When she walked in the door, we were like, well, I was getting. I was taking pictures with something else, and Devon was like, "Yes." I said, "I already know sis came with it. I know she did." And now I done learned that she's my fellow Libra sister. I hear you, honey. I'm here for it. I am.
It's very rare I find people with my same. I may meet other Libras, but with my same birthday, it's just like wow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes.
So I think sometimes moms can get intimidated by price tags, especially when you talk about a wardrobe change or buying pieces every time you get paid or whatever it is you decide to do to like change your wardrobe or upgrade your wardrobe. I think I need to start living by that because I still have things from college that I should not be holding on to.
But they might
But
be timeless pieces.
some are timeless pieces and some is just like it's time for you to go. But I'm also a hoarder kind of a little bit, and so I have attachment to things. Like,
Okay.
I get attached. So, but they're like dresses that I really need to get rid of, and they're still in my closet. But I do also want to donate them to like a good cause. I just haven't found the cause.
These must be formal dresses.
These are formal dresses, wedding. Remember our phase of like going to all the weddings? And
Yes, we had.
So we was a BCBG girls, honey. Like BCBG.
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember.
Listen, I got a job just so I can get a discount with them. I was like
wow.
BCBG down,
Yeah,
okay? And so some of those pieces are timeless. Like they made beautiful dresses.
yeah.
I don't know if they're still around. I know they kind of made some shifts.
Yeah.
But anyway, moms can get intimidated by the price tags, right?
Yes.
And overwhelmed by how much things cost. Because I'll see a shirt and I'm like, oh, this is cute, but I'm not paying $40 for it.
Right.
Like I'm just not. It's gonna stay there. But I
Yeah.
feel like that is like the market price right now. $40 is like
Yeah,
it
really is.
I'm like, this should be $10.
Exactly.
So where are some places that moms can shop to feel like they're getting the best bang for their buck? And you can give us like three of your go-tos, and that could be online, that can be
Brick and mortar.
in the mall. Yeah.
Okay. I would say H&M is a great place. They're always reasonably priced. They have very basic, like when I say basic, I mean like basic pieces that you can build upon.
Yeah.
So they may have like nice shirts and they may have nice jeans or a nice blazer. And I feel like it's worth the price.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people shop ASOS or if you've heard of ASOS. They
Yeah.
have great pieces as well. And I would say you said not too pricey.
You can give us one that's fair. The third one could be a little pricey.
Zara's a good place.
Girl.
You know, Zara, you know, it's I feel like Zara
Yeah,
Zara.
got good stuff.
They have good sales, you know what I mean? And I feel like once you know, and their things are they
do last.
Yes, they have very quality pieces, so they're worth the price. And so and they have very unique pieces as well. They're great pieces to add into your wardrobe that's not so basic, but yeah, so if I had to name the three,
We are definitely Zara girls. This is Zara actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
H&M.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
so-
okay, see,
Yeah.
right, so.
Okay, well, we seem like we're on the same page.
Right,
And I feel like
exactly.
for our age, like everything is not going to be $20.
Right, exactly,
So it's just
exactly.
like, it's just like, but I know like this is worth
Right,
$10. So it's just like that battle
Yeah.
of, paying the money, but then also telling yourself you're worth it.
Yeah,
So if you want
exactly.
it, get it. I think you text me a picture of you wearing something. You was like, but is it worth $40? I said, girl, you worth more than $40.
Exactly, yeah.
And so when you start thinking about it like that, then
Yeah.
you're like, I do deserve it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm getting it.
Right.
I'm not saying do it every time.
Right,
but,
not
like,
every time, yeah.
Like, I'm worth more than $40.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of that,
Yeah.
because this is something that I struggle. Well, I'm getting out of it.
Okay.
But there are moms, right? I feel like our lives are so just centered around our kids, what they need. When my son first got here, and even now, like if I'm going to the store, I'm probably going to the kids department first, just so that I can see what they have. Like, oh, my pumpkin, I can get him something, and then I completely just skip over what I need and want for myself. But then I'm getting to the point where I'm like, let me go over here and see what they have for me.
Right.
And then that question of, is this worth it? Do I need to buy this for myself? I don't need this. Put it back. Like, what advice would you give to the mama who is just like, you know what? I really want to buy something for myself, but I need to tend to what my kids want, or I don't want to spend the money because something else might come up and you're just not pouring into your wardrobe. Like, that's what a lot of my pieces, I'm like, girl, we're not in college anymore, but that's what life gave me. Like, so now I'm getting to the point where I'm more comfortable with going out and intentionally shopping for me, and my son as a secondary. Now I'm shifting that mindset. It's not all the way there yet, but I'm on the way.
It's a process. I understand.
Yeah. So what advice would you give?
You know, I like to tell my moms to set a monthly budget. You know, if it's like $100, I, you know, put that to the side and say, I get, you know, this is my budget for myself to spend. It may be $100 or $200, whatever your budget calls for. And just make that promise to yourself to say, this is the fun, this is how much I'm going to spend on myself a month. And I, you know, I make sure that they do that. I, you know, when I create their actual virtual closet, I make sure that they purchase those items, because to your point, you get so tied up in making sure that you take care of your kids, you forget about yourself. So you have to prioritize that. Make it a priority. It's your self-care. You know, it's a part of your self-care. You know, promising yourself that you'll purchase at least, you know, $50 to $100 on yourself. And of course, it depends on where you are or where you go. That'll depend on how many pieces you get. But at least you've already set that budget. You made this promise to yourself as part of your self-care. And then, you know, again, you've taken care of yourself, and then now you can take care of your kids. You know?
That's fair. And I noticed too, like, we'll sit here and say we're buying this for the kids, and a lot of times for my boys, like, they have their own sense of style that I don't necessarily agree with. It doesn't fit what I want them to look like, but I still let them be free. Okay, they much prefer the light up shoes versus the Jordan ones. Okay, and I'm just like, how did we even get here?
Light up shoes.
We don't go together. I was not that kid. I wanted the Jordan.
Exactly.
Anyway, but I find myself buying them these cute pieces. As my son would say, he don't like cute clothes. He just want to wear basketball shorts and a Spider-Man shirt, and that's it. And so it's just like, I'm buying you this stuff for me to give it to somebody else, because you're not going to wear it, or you're only going to wear it for a photo shoot. So I started changing my mindset about it, because this is a waste of money. No matter how cute it is, it's not something that they like. And so I had to mourn that part of motherhood too, because they are adamant. If my sons don't want to wear something, they're not wearing it. And it's not pleasant. Everybody's unhappy. And then my husband's like, well, why are you making them do something they don't want to do? And I'm just like, you know what? You're right. I shouldn't be doing this. So you want to wear Spider-Man and Nike and Ninja Turtles all at the same time?
Just let her do it.
So be it. But it drives my sister crazy, because she's very well. And then my nephew, they look like they're Zara ads. Zara, okay? And then here come my kids just looking like, who did it ran? And nobody cares about you. And I'm just like, you just have to pick your battle.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
true.
You know, I'm going to start using this money for me, because they're not going to wear, they're going to wear the same pair of sneakers. They're going to wear the same 2 shirts that I have to wash. And I'm going to call it a day. So that gave me more money in my budget to like really put on myself. And I know it sounds hilarious, but it's so true. And so
I'm sure you ain't the only mama.
I was about to say, I know you're not.
So, my question to you, you and your son relationship, you this fashion mama, like, do you kind of keep him together? Do you let him do his own thing? What does that look like?
Well, I still put him together. He's 5, so he's like, I don't care. No, he
don't.
He does it. He does really good. You know, he lets me pick out his clothes and, you know, whatever. So right now he doesn't really give me a fight or a battle. So
really? My son has his moments, like Devin's boys. But he also has his moments where he's like, all right, my mom is not budging, so I just gotta do it. He was a part of the pre-K graduation this past week, and I needed to try his outfit on him. Like, I needed the full look just to see like what we're working with. And he was cutting up. I don't want to wear this. Take it off, because he had suspenders, he had a bow tie. He looked so cute, and I'm like, but you look so handsome. I don't want to wear it. See, well, you wearing it, so you might as well get yourself together. This is what you're wearing. Right. And then we have mornings where he's like, I really want to wear my Ninja Turtle shirt. and my Paw Patrol shorts. And it's like, you're not going to school like that. If we're around the house, I don't care.
right.
But you can wear the Ninja Turtle shirt, you got to pick another short. Or you can wear the Paw Patrol short, you got to pick another short.
Yeah.
And that's just the compromise that we try to do. It doesn't always work, but
I'm sure my phase is coming. I'm sure once he comes back from my sister, I'm sure it's gonna. Yeah. I'm like, we just talked about this. I'm sure it's gonna happen soon. So right now he's just. I know.
While you can,
but you know, the boys might let you dress them when they're older.
I doubt it.
They might.
I highly doubt it. But I'm gonna let them have they mind on their own, of their own.
Right now.
So to that mom who may feel like disconnected from her body or don't like the skin that she's in, so she's like, I'm not buying nothing until I'm this way. Because that was me at one point. I was like, I'm not shopping for this body because I'm not staying in this body. But I end up staying in that body and it's not changing as fast as I thought. 4 years later, I'm still in the same damn body. So to that mom who may feel disconnected, who may not like the skin that she's in, what do you say to her? Because I feel like then that becomes the mom who's just a sweat and t-shirt. Mom.
Yeah, right. Well, when they go through my coaching program, one of the first things I do with my clients is make sure that they understand their body type. Okay, I know that sounds like, what is that?
That's important.
You know, and that's right. And so, you know, a lot of times women, we don't know where to start, right? So we just throw on a t-shirt and throw on a tights. We just don't care, don't know. So that's one of the first things I do because I want women to understand what works well for them. So once we identify your body type, we can say, okay, these are the things that complement your body well. These are the things you need to stay away from. And these are the things that, you know, kind of in between, and we with a little bit of accessorizing, we can kind of make it work, right? So that's one of the biggest things. And you'd be surprised by women just understanding what works well for them, that the anxiety about shopping is out of the window because now they know when they go shopping online or in the store, they know, okay, I need to stay away from those pieces because they don't look well on me.
Right.
So these are the items I need to shop for based on, you know, my body type and what looks well on me. Of course, it's not, you know, and the thing about it is, it's different for every woman. Like every woman that comes to my program has a customized or personalized experience. So just because one body type, this person is one body type and this person, their same body types, it's still going to be different because it's still going to be, you know, you may be taller, you may be shorter, you know, everything kind of falls in different places. And so that's kind of the preliminary part of the process. And again, it helps them with their confidence. It helps them understand where to start shopping and where to start as far as like building their wardrobe.
And confidence is also a part of your wardrobe.
For sure.
It's like you can look good, but when you just, it's like, well,
if you're not confident what you're in, it's going to show.
Right, exactly.
So what do you say to that woman who doesn't dress for their body type? And I'm not shaming anyone.
Right.
Some people really don't understand their body type and they wear things that's not flattering. Right. And then they may have the confidence, but then the confidence don't match what's there.
We admire the confidence.
So,
exactly.
But sometimes, like, how do you have that conversation? What if they don't agree with your findings? Like, what does that look like?
Not your findings. A whole study out here, huh?
Right.
The findings, the results, and
well, yeah. I mean, I've had that before. Women, they're not that they disagree, but they're like, "Oh, I thought I had this body type," but you know, I'm like, "No, but this is what." So, you know, it is a tough conversation, right? Especially when a woman has confidence already, they're just not. Aware of what works well for them. And so, you know, that's a tough one. Because I guess, again, people come to me because they already know that something's not right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I guess with the woman that does have confidence, I guess, you know, just, you know, taking a look at herself and really understanding, you know, what kind of what's fitting properly or what's not, or just ask your friends honest opinions, you know what I'm saying? Because that's one of the biggest things, because a lot of times friends, they don't ask their friends, they just dress based off of their confidence.
Right.
Exactly.
So what if your friend that's one to tell the truth?
Debbie, you got something you need to get off your chest.
All right.
I'm just asking. I just have,
That's a valid question. And so one of the things I like to do, like if a friend were to come to me, or if I wanted to say, say something to a friend, I would probably ask like, so what else do you have? So let's, I don't think this complements this because, this doesn't really, cinch your waist in like you probably, and I guess I just talk from a coach perspective, I guess. And, but, it's just, this doesn't really complement your, the way that your, body falls, or it doesn't really give you the, the balance that you need, or it may, and you don't want to just say it don't look right.
Okay.
You just want
to look, are we going for?
Yeah. Or what vibe are you, what kind of vibe are you going for? That's a great initial question of, okay, what are we going for? Like, what vibe are you going for? And then you can kind of like go from there.
Gotcha.
Well, do you have anything that has like, that's long sleeve, or do you have anything that's kind of, that's got a belt that you can put around your waist, or do you have something that's going to be, that's not crop top, so just, dropping those few little hints or having that little brief conversation can kind of start them from, started.
Some people just don't care about.
Some people don't care about other people's opinions
and what makes them feel.
Yeah,
good. Like, this is what makes me feel good.
Right.
What I'm wearing.
Exactly.
Go ahead, sis. But don't ask me.
Don't ask me.
Don't ask me.
Right.
Don't ask me.
Right.
I'm gonna say, girl, I love your confidence.
Right.
I love your confidence.
Yes.
When you think about the clients you've had and the coaching that you've been doing, and how transformative you've made mama's lives and people's lives, what has been your biggest success story?
I would have to say one of my clients, well, let's see, my biggest one. I was about to say about the same. But I guess again, not knowing, what looks good on them based on their body type, like understanding what to wear to give them the balance that they need, to give them the kind of aesthetic that they need to look more stylish and more confident. So I think generally that's usually my most rewarding thing from all of my clients, of them just really understanding, hey, now I don't have the anxiety when it comes to shopping, or hey, I know how to dress myself or style myself based on, my body type, or hey, I know what looks good on me. I know what things to stay away from. So when I get that type of feedback, I really understand that they've heard what I said, and they've not only heard it, but they're actually putting it into action. And when we do our virtual fittings, they've kind of put these looks together based on what the things that they've learned from my program. So those are the like most rewarding things. And when they post on social media and say, hey, this my confidence has gone up because of da da da. So that's really rewarding for me, because they're publicly saying it, not just saying it just in our one-on-one. So yeah.
I love that.
Oh,
so much fun.
Helping people just transform.
It's
such
a reward. Exactly. And that's all I want for my moms, is just to be, the best. Because again, if you're the best version of yourself, you'll be the best wife, you'll be the best mom, and just it all just kind of starts with you. So
Outwardly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what does your village look like for you and your son? What does that look like?
So right now, like I told her, my sister has my son for about 10 days. So I'm excited about that. It's the summertime. And so I have my two best friends. They keep him whenever I need them. His grandmother. So it's amazing. It's awesome, because I understand that some people don't have anybody. And so I'm so very thankful for the people that I do have around that can pour into him and then help him, become like his uncle helps, with his baseball games. He comes around. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing for sure. So I'm thankful.
I'm glad you had that.
Yes.
It really takes a village. So.
Yes, it really does. It really does. So I'm definitely thankful.
And so what does your son think about all of this? Like, you helping mommies and being a fashion mommy and always looking good. I feel like my kids shade me a lot when I think I'm looking good. Like, I had just finished running like 4 miles, and then my son was like, "Are you having a baby?" I was just like, "Get away from me." So
he'll like, if I come and I'm dressed up, he's like, "Mommy, you look so pretty," but he doesn't really understand the magnitude of what I'm doing, and so he just kind of like goes along with everything. He's just like, "Oh, mommy,
will when he get older.
Yeah, he
Like,
will.
my mama did not play.
Yeah.
She didn't walk out the house
Right.
looking, as the old folks say, any old kind of way.
Right.
My son, when I had my when I got my braids done, he said, "Mama, your hair is golden."
Oh
I
God.
said, "Well,
It is.
you're
I guess
actually right.
right,
It's golden, I
right.
guess." So, do they pay attention?
I was about to
They
say,
do.
yeah.
They
Sometimes you don't know if they
also-
like it or
Yeah.
not. You just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
okay, is
Was
that a
that
compliment?
shade, or
Right.
is it just,
Exactly.
is it really okay?
Right,
It is golden, so
exactly.
we'll take it.
Yeah,
And we'll take it
exactly.
and run with it.
That's good. Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Though. Hey, Mom, you're so pretty.
Oh,
I
yeah, he'll say
know.
that. I'm like, thank you, baby.
It's great when they give you the compliments.
Right,
Like,
'Cause they
right.
mean
like,
it.
You feel like they're queen. Like, you're
Right,
like,
exactly.
Oh my gosh, they
Like-
really mean it. But then also when they're shading you,
Mhm.
like you be like, dang, I
They
got
mean
some
it.
work to do because
They
Because
mean
they're
it.
honest.
yeah,
Very.
you be like, oh, I thought I was doing it,
Very.
and I'm not. So
Very.
Honest.
yeah,
My niece and my son are the same age.
Okay.
Kind of. She's
Mhm.
like a few months older than him.
Okay.
And she graduated from pre-K
Mhm.
yesterday actually.
Oh, okay.
And she told me and my sister-in-law, like, pretty much don't come to my graduation looking any old kind of way.
Oh.
Like, I should put some clothes on.
Oh,
is essentially
goodness.
what she said. So we were like, say less.
Yeah.
Like, no 5-year-old's about to challenge me on because
on
she
your
don't play.
style of dressing.
She does not play. She's very
Yeah.
intentional about her clothes. Like, I want these jeans with these shoes. Don't play with me. I said, I see you, little sis or little niece. That's my baby.
Yeah, she
Yes.
said, don't come up
Say,
here,
don't come here
li-
looking
representing me.
No,
you
no.
can sit over there.
Right,
Right.
exactly,
No. And
exactly.
it's how, like, whenever I do have on makeup and
Mhm.
she's like, "Ooh, Titi, you look so pretty." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Well, thank you. I
I've-
look pretty without makeup too, girl." But these kids,
Yeah,
they're
there's something
real
else.
honest.
Yeah,
They speak
real
to the mind.
honest.
Yeah.
Honest.
I appreciate it to an extent.
Yeah, right, exactly. I appreciate the compliments. But
Right, not
that's
the
it.
shade.
Yeah,
Not the shade.
Not the
shade.
shade.
Not the
Not the
shade.
shade. These shady babies.
Girl.
Exactly.
Anyway, speaking of these shady babies, it's time for some mama juice.
Yes, because
Yes.
they will drive us to the juice. So, for those of you who are listening for the first time, Mama Juice is my favorite segment of the show because Ken loves a good drink, good cocktail, and we curate drinks based on our guests. And we always ask them, like, what's your vibe? What's your flavor? What you like to drink? And my girl Brandy said, I like a Riesling. I said, you know what? We're always crafting cocktails. We're going to have a simple wine today. So we do have Riesling today. And we named our drink Brandy. Well, we didn't name it Brandy. We named it after you.
Okay.
But it's inspired, inspired by you.
Like, we named
What
it
did you know? The drink is called Get It Girl.
Oh, I love
Because
that.
you want, like I said, when you walked in the store, we were like, yes, get it, girl.
Thank you.
And that's what you do. Like,
Thank
when we saw you for the first time, even on when we met on Google, sitting by that pool, you had your cute hat on. I said, okay, like, I can just tell. You can just look. And,
Right.
and like,
Thank
you
you.
exude just so much confidence and boldness.
Thank
and we're Get It Girl is what we see when we
That's
see you.
Thank you.
So we're gonna cheers
Cheers
to
to Get It
our
Girl.
Get It Girl, Miss
Yes.
Brandy.
Thank you.
And that is our Mama Juice for today.
It's good. That's good
Nice.
Riesling. You did good
Really
job.
good Riesling.
Thank you. I'm not a big wine. I'm becoming more. I'm not a wine drinker. I love a cocktail, but I'm getting into wines a little bit more.
Okay.
Like, I think they're complex,
Right.
and I like the complexities of drinks. So wine is something that I'm.
Well, hopefully
getting more
you'll start drinking that one more often. The Riesling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
So our next segment is called Mama's Corner. And so if this is your first time listening, Mama's Corner is an opportunity for us to connect with our guests further and our listeners.
Okay.
So sometimes we'll have people write in and ask us questions and we'll answer on the show, or sometimes we'll be more reflective.
Okay.
And so I think because you actually have a coach program, I think it'll be cool if you kind of walk us through, like, we're some mamas who know we need to get it together.
Yes.
And we need your help. Like, what does that look like? So if anybody's listening, if they want to contact you for further service or whatever, I think that'll be kind of cool
Okay.
for them to get a snapshot
Yeah.
of what they
to
could
expect.
potentially get.
Yeah. So as you go through my coach program, like I said, I set up a style direction call is what I call it. And it's an opportunity for me to connect with the client, potential client, understand what their needs are, and also make sure that I can supply those needs. So based on what their styling needs are, we have that whole conversation. We go through my packages and we just identify what package would be best for them based on their potential styling needs. And then once they book to work with me, we go through like I said, the first step is they fill out a questionnaire. And through the questionnaire, it tells me, how they shop, what's their normal shopping behaviors, how much do they usually, how much they usually spend, how often they shop. So it just kind of gives me a snapshot of, their style now, and what they, how they spend, what their budget is for their, how they usually shop.
Yeah.
And so once we go through that process, we have another call where I just get I dive a little bit deeper as far as like understanding, what their roadblocks are, as far as like what's preventing them from operating in their full style potential. I do a analysis of their lifestyle, understand what they do on a daily basis, if they're a mom, what their career is, what are the top 3 places or options that they want to focus on, whether it's work wardrobe, whether it's like I'm a mom, so I'm always at soccer games, or I enjoy date night or brunch with the girls. So I just try to help. I try to identify what they're what they're trying to achieve as far as like their style. We go through that, and then of course the body type analysis, where we do a comprehensive body type analysis where I they submit pictures and I give them a guide based on their body type. Hey, this is the body type analysis. These are I give them a list of things that work well for them, even down to like what necklines you should be wearing, what bottoms you should be wearing, if they're high-waisted or if they're skinny. I give them the whole shebang so they understand, have a clear understanding of how to shop and what works well for them. And then from there, we do like depending on the project, the package that they choose, we do like a mini closet edit or a full closet edit, where we just identify the items that they probably wear the most. And sometimes they'll submit some pictures in the beginning as well, and based on that I can usually tell what they're comfortable with. And so those items we try to like focus on why they are so why are we seeing this item in your wardrobe all the time? Is this what makes you feel comfortable? Is this what makes you feel safe? So we just kind of focus on that and kind of go through that whole session of digging through their closet and making sure that what items are there, or do we need to keep these items, or do we need to get rid of these items?
Yeah.
And so my biggest thing is making sure I maximize my client's wardrobe. So like you said, you may have items in your closet from 10 years ago, but those items we may be able to incorporate those into your new wardrobe just based on those pieces. So I don't believe in buying a whole bunch of clothing or advising clients to buy a whole bunch of clothing, because again, like I said, I usually use what they have in their closet, and if we need to add on to that, then we can.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so we go through that. I create like a lookbook and a virtual closet for them, and they can always go shopping in their closet, but I put looks together for them. And so they buy those items, and we go through a whole virtual fitting, and so it's a whole process. And we make sure when we go through the virtual fitting that we style different items together so they can understand how we're maximizing their wardrobe and understand what their style can be and what their style is based on the items that we picked out up against their body type. So it's a whole process. So it's
cool.
exciting.
That's exciting.
Yeah,
I love it.
Right.
I'm like, well, we don't live too far from each other. So
Right. Yeah. And it depends on the package they choose. It could be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. Just depends.
Okay. And you turn around lives in 4 to 8 weeks?
Yeah,
That's
right.
good.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Yep.
Wow.
you
That's pretty
keep doing
awesome.
the good work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep doing the good work.
Because you're right. When mamas look good, they feel good.
Exactly.
Even if you just put on a little gloss. Sometimes you're
right.
like, oh,
Yeah.
Look at me.
yeah, exactly. Little gloss, little earrings.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, mamas, we are challenging you to put more effort into yourself. Just like you put the effort into your children or child, Do it for you.
Exactly.
Do it for you.
Exactly. It
It's
makes
our
a big
time.
difference.
So
Yes.
claim that time.
Exactly.
Come on, Maxine.
Yeah. And it's a form of, again, it's a form of self-care,
Yeah,
right?
it
You know,
is.
pour it into yourself
Yeah.
and, you know, so it's definitely a form of self-care for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hold your mama friends accountable.
Yeah,
We
hold
try to do
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
to
we
each
do.
other.
Yeah.
If Ken is looking like I need to take these braids out, she didn't tell me. I just haven't had the time and made the appointment to get something else for the summer. But like we have been calling each other out. And another hack is a friend gifted me a gift card, and on that gift card she said, this is not for Drew, this is not for Jay, this is for you. And now I do that. I'm like, no, you cannot spend. And I sent Kendra money for Zara before, and I'm like, did you get your Zara outfit?
Yeah.
When you going to Zara, like you're going there. Like,
Right.
so really holding your friends accountable, because it's easy to get the money and just be like, oh, I'm gonna buy my baby this.
Right,
I'm like,
exactly.
no, this is for you and you only. Nobody else in your house, just you.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to hold our mamas more accountable
Right.
Yeah.
when it comes to that.
That's so true. That's so true.
Thank you for all the work that you do. If people want to contact you,
They can find me on Instagram at the B Miller or on my website at www.thebmiller.com.
yes, y'all check it out, because
We'll plug it too.
Her whole Instagram is an aesthetic honey website, thorough, just like everything
Thank
else.
you.
Y'all see her. Like, she's not
Appreciate
playing.
it.
She's not playing. And if you have something for Mama's Corner, please write us. You know, I check those emails. mama@therealmamapod.com. And lastly, reviews, y'all. Reviews. I'm switching it up. Usually I say it at the beginning of the episode. I'm gonna say it at the end because y'all not listening. Okay, I need
beginning
y'all.
and the
We need y'all.
The alpha and
We
omega.
need y'all to go ahead and write us a review. This review will help us chart. Okay, we're trying to be a household name. We want more people to find out about our podcast. We want to bring in some ad dollars so we can mix it up a little bit.
And so we can be out here styling like Brandy.
Okay, not just sometimes, all the time. Okay? No, seriously, we give you free, amazing content. The only thing we're asking for is a review. So please, simply just give us 5 stars, okay? Because we're worth it. Write us a review. It doesn't have to be 10 pages. All the things that you put in text messages and DMs, all that is great. Just copy, paste, and put it in a review. Apple Podcasts, preferably, but wherever you stream. And we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Until next time, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.